sticking with the Darth Vader thing,
Yeah.
this is the Vader Sessions.
The Vader Sessions. What's this about?
All right, it's as you all know, James Earl Jones did the voice of Darth Vader.
Yeah.
He also did a string of other movies. So
Mm-hmm.
some genius has gone and overdubbed dialogue from James Jones's other movies, some of his 70s badass black exploitation films, into Star Wars. And the result is kind of entertaining.
Was James Earl Jones in blaxploitation films?
Pretty much. I mean, some of his 70s, he was like
Hmm.
some badass 70s dude.
Really?
I'm guessing from the dialogue. I don't know if I've seen the film.
I don't know if they were blaxploitation films or not. I have no idea. But I remember this video. Of course, I've seen it before, and I remember. So unlike the Chad Vader ones, right? This is using his real voice, and not
Right. Well,
a
it's re-edited clips from Star Wars with
right.
re-edited dialogue from James Earl Jones's other film.
What do you mean by re-edited?
Well, overdubbed.
Overdone? Oh, right. Yeah, they're taking his voice, the same guy's voice, right, and overdubbing it onto Star Wars videos
From different films.
where it was the same actor, right, but not the same dialogue. It was from a different movie. Yeah,
But it fits because James Earl Jones's voice is so
it's his
unmistakably James Earl Jones that
right.
dialogue from any of his films
It's the
put over
same
a Darth
exact
Vader
voice. He doesn't
sound
change his
Darth Vader.
voice really to be Darth Vader, right?
Right.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and watch this. The Vader Sessions.
Open the blast doors. Open the blast doors.
I'm James Earl Jones, and I played the part of...
Darth Vader.
I haven't confided in many people who walk in here and said, I had a nervous breakdown once.
Darth Vader?
After 14 years on the Force, it just came upon me without any warning at all. I know you have been inconvenienced, and I'm prepared to compensate you. Shall we say 1 million American dollars? Very well then, 2 million.
The Death Star plans are not in the main computer.
Your mama's going on a date. Can you dig that? A date. Like a nice restaurant, some fine music.
This is a consular ship. We're on a diplomatic mission.
Dig that? If she's going with me, she's gonna have a good time. Can you dig that?
Look, man, I'm in the prime of my life. Got to live the way I got to. Gonna make me some money again. I'm gonna fight. I got my turn to be the champion of the world.
Wait, okay, so
That's perfectly. They're like, man, I'm in the
the way his head's turning and everything, it fits. I mean, you can't see his mouth moving, obviously, so it's the perfect vehicle for comedy because you can just put any words in his mouth that you want. You don't have to worry about it matching up. But what three movies? What was the first one from where he's talking
where
about?
he's a pimp. He's a pimp or something.
I don't know. I think the first one. No, he's saying I'm sorry, you've been inconvenienced or whatever. I'll give you $2 million. Very well then, 4 million. What did he say? The very first part.
US dollars, something like that. Yeah, I'm sorry for the inconvenience.
So I think-
what film do you think that's from?
I think that's from Coming to America, maybe with Eddie Murphy.
Oh, it's maybe, yeah.
And then the pimp one, I'm not sure.
Billy
what
the
movie?
Pimp.
Not sure what that would be from. Yeah. And then what was the other one? Baseball.
Just those two. I'm in the prime of my life.
Right. Yeah. Should we ask ChatGPT where they come from? You see
Well,
what I mean?
okay, so we've got Coming to America.
You're like, nah, let's just watch the video, let it play.
Just watch some.
Like, you understand what we're doing
Vader
here, right?
Sessions.
Okay. Vader Sessions. Okay. The Vader Sessions so what movies make up the Vader Sessions? I'll bet it doesn't
Dialogue.
even probably know. Okay, it knows about the Vader sessions. So the Vader sessions.
A hilarious fan-made video that remixes Darth Vader's scenes from Star Wars with dialogue from James Earl Jones's other movies. The primary source for the new audio comes from The Great White Hope, 1970. Film about a black boxer fighting racism. Claudine. 1974, a romantic drama where Jones plays a garbage collector. The River Niger, 1976, a drama about a struggling black family. The Bingo, Long Traveling All-Stars and Motor Kings, 1976, a comedy about a Negro League baseball team. Coming to America, 1988, a classic comedy where Jones plays King Judge.
I like how you're reading it.
Various interviews. Some lines seem to be pulled from real-life interviews with James Earl Jones.
Okay.
The result is a hilarious and surreal reimagining of Vader as a smooth-talking, sometimes frustrated character. If you haven't seen it, it's definitely worth a watch.
That was great. That was great. Okay, so it's those movies. So I was right. Yeah, Coming to America is one of them. The rest of these I have not seen, actually. I've heard of The Great White Hope.
Nah,
The other ones, these are old, though. 70, 74, 76.
Yeah, his 70s stuff I wasn't aware of.
Yeah. Okay.
So he wasn't in blaxploitation. I apologize. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Those might have been blaxploitation films. I don't know.
I thought he was like I thought he must have been in some character where he's like some pimp daddy or something.
Right. So, were any of these blaxploitation films? Filsum. Not exactly. While some of James Earl Jones' films from the 1970s featured themes of race, struggle, and empowerment, they weren't typical blaxploitation movies like Shaft or Superfly. Okay.
Right. But they were borderline there, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Blaxploitation is more like, yeah, what it says down here. Crime, action, gritty, urban settings, playing pimps, hustlers, gangsters, that kind of thing, you know.
Black Belt Jones.
Right. But
Dude,
what are
what's
they...
that? Black Belt Jones.
What's
Black
that?
Belt Jones.
Oh, I've heard of
He was
that.
the guy who was in Into the Dragon, like the black dude who was on Bruce Lee's team.
Right.
And he ended up sparking an entire like martial arts movie career
Really?
with blaxploitation kind of martial arts.
But what do they call, like, you know, like Italian mafia movies? Is that what, Italiasploitation?
Oh, Italian movies has got its whole like multiple exploitation genres.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like lots of
I'm thinking
I would say Hollywood
films,
Hollywood exploits anything they can, any race, any genre that they can to try to make money.
Like because you had your sexploitation films where it's just like, ooh, it's titillating. Blaxploitation was like, yeah, it's hard hitting black dude pimps and crime action.
Right.
Then
Asia-sploitation, Chinese-sploitation, kung fu movies.
No, you would drop the exploitation from the
I know,
title.
but it's still exploitation.
Gung ho, kung fu film. It's still like form of exploitation films, but it's
but why do the black ones, ones with black people, get called blaxploitation?
No idea how that's.
But other races are exempt from that. Oh, it's not exploitation; it's just making movies. I don't get it.
Right. Are you looking at the moral aspect of this? Like, why?
Well,
is it
not
called
really the moral aspect. I'm just looking at like the like fairness aspect. I mean, obviously, these are organic things that come up. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not like there's a committee that said, what should we call films that exploit black people? We'll call them blaxploitation films.
No, those are probably just tagged on by critics and viewers.
No,
those
it comes from critics, viewers, and things like that. I'm just pointing it out, Society as a whole can make decisions that individuals probably wouldn't agree with. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, society made the decision to call them blaxploitation films. Somebody said it, and then it caught on. Right?
It caught on.
Probably,
yeah.
I'm guessing. Right? Let's ask ChatGPT. We're going pretty deep on this one.
It was supposed to be a comedy.
We'll get back to comedy soon, folks.
Get back to the comedy.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't go this deep for most of them. But I can cut some of this out. So where does the term come from? Blaxploitation. Coined in the early 70s to describe a wave of films that featured black protagonists, often in action-packed, crime-driven, or over-the-top narratives. It was first used by NAACP, CORE, and the Urban League to criticize these films for exploiting black stereotypes. There you go. It came from black organizations.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what CORE is. I know NAACP, and I've heard of the Urban League, although I didn't realize that was a black organization.
Yeah, so it's feeding into stereotypes. So that's about exploitation, I guess.
Right.
It was the label is more of a backlash against those types of films, right?
Right. Obviously, yeah, they're critical, but yeah. So maybe there were no groups to point this out for kung fu movies.
Were they exploit the stereotypes? Because
well, they're definitely exploiting stereotypes, huh?
Some of them. But Pam Grier. What a legend! And then if she hadn't been as great in that one movie as she was, Tarantino wanted to become obsessed with her and cast her in Foxy Brown. Decades later. So how exploited were the people really? I don't know. Not the people, but exploiting the stereotypes, sure.
Right. The stereotypes were exploited. I'm sure some. Well, Hollywood, they'll do what they can to make money and rip people off.
Well, they were all B movie. It was B movies.
Yeah, there were a lot of B movies. Yeah. So I'm not sure how much they were paid, if they were paid fairly or whatever, but yeah, it's a possibility. I don't really know.
Should we carry on with the beta sessions, man?
Yeah. We'll get back into it. Don't worry.
The history of James Earl Jones and how he wasn't in blaxploitation films.
Right. Of course. No, he's not known for that at all, as far as I know. Anyway, let's get back into it.
At the point.
Yeah, here we go.
God.
Darth Vader, only you could be so bold.
The Imperial Senate will not sit still for this. When they hear you've attacked a diplomat...
Hey, look, man, I ain't fighting for no race. I ain't redeeming nobody. I quit on you when you cleared out of Detroit with Willie the Pimp. Yeah, and you look out too busy to find your girl. You're selling my clothes, my ring, my silver brushes.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a member of the Imperial Senate on a diplomatic mission to Alderaan.
Don't you papa me, girl. I'll papa you so you never forget it. You get your black ass out of here.
Jeez. Don't you papa me, girl. Get your black ass out of here.
Hanging out with Willie the Pimp in Detroit.
All right.
Holding her is dangerous. Word of this gets out, it could generate sympathy for the rebellion in the Senate.
What I supposed to do? Stash her in an itty-bitty hole someplace in Nigger Town and go sneaking up there at 12 o'clock at night?
She'll die before she'll tell you anything.
Or carry around with me in a little box like a pet bunny rabbit or something?
Lord Vader, battle station plans are not aboard this ship.
And
no transmissions were made.
Oh.
An escape pod was jettisoned during the fighting.
And?
No life forms were aboard.
Well, pretty far along as it is, man. I'm just sitting here getting older every minute. And I'm going right out the door.
I was just thinking.
Right out the door.
Somebody should redo this, like remaster it, because it's obviously it's done on older, you know.
Older. Yeah,
video
so I think
codecs.
let's end it there, dude, because look, it's 9 minutes long. It's going to be too long. That was the bit I wanted to see, that don't you papa me, girl.
Don't you papa me, girl. Yeah,
Papa
all right.
me, it wasn't for me, you'd still be hanging out with Billy the Pimp in Detroit.
Yeah. So that's the Vader sessions. If you want to watch the rest of it,
if you wanna
we'll
check
put
that
a
out.
link for you. But we're just not gonna watch the whole thing today.
It's really poor quality. Yeah, something.
Yeah. The video quality is pretty bad. Not that bad. I've seen a lot worse actually, but
I've seen worse, but
it's obviously blurry.
Showing its age.
But that's okay. It doesn't. I mean, for the
In space, no one